All right. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Card Hedge Podcast. I'm your co-host, Omar, aka Retro Hoops. I got my man JD right next to me. What's happening, brother?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Oh man, dude, we're coming off of Thanksgiving.
We are.
Last week, right? Bit
Yep.
of a break, and then I started a new job on Monday, which
Yeah, it
was
looked really tough.
Yeah, but it's been fun. You know, it's like the first couple of days you're not just kind of getting used to everything and
Yeah. I've been
all
doing the
your
same.
employee stuff. They're all the same.
Yeah.
All the jobs are the
Yeah.
same. So
Shit
Yeah,
hasn't
man.
hit the fan yet.
yeah, that's right. Well, they haven't brought me into the mix yet. Like I still don't
Yeah.
know like what's going on. So
Yep.
yeah, it's been fun, man. It's been fun. You guys do anything big for Thanksgiving?
Nah, man, we just go to the old in-laws and
There you go.
hang out, watch football, and
There you go.
watch a little. Actually, you know what? Portugal was on, so my kid's a huge Ronaldo fan, so we watched that.
Oh, nice.
Had a little Thanksgiving football high school game in the morning to go to, and all in all, it was a good day, bud.
Good day. Nice. Turkey, you a turkey guy?
Yeah, I like Christmas time. I like better because we get prime rib. So
nice.
I'm who's not going to eat prime rib, right?
Yeah, of course.
No, turkey's good. Turkey. Let me ask you a question though with turkey. You're a turkey guy.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean it's not like I don't get all excited for it, but
yeah,
gravy or no gravy.
Oh, well, see, that's the thing about turkey that I've always had.
Yeah,
My
you
issue
get
with turkey has
gravy.
always been that it's dry, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And then down here in the South, we deep fry our turkey. So,
Oh, nice.
Deep fried turkey kind of helps out with the dryness
Yeah.
a little bit, but you got to go gravy. There's just no.
Yeah, gravy. Like people that don't use gravy,
You're a serial killer.
yeah, like I feel like they should be on a watch list. Like when Billy Madison, when Billy Madison, when the guy's making he's got like a people to kill list, like that's you're on that list.
Yeah, no, you're the guy making the list.
Yeah, or that putting the lipstick on your face. I can't let the gravy mess up these lips,
dude. That's a class. What a classic, dude. Adam Sandler is a national treasure, and he should be protected at all costs.
Yeah, he really should. He is.
He should be protected at all costs, man. That guy is.
Did you watch? Have you watched that movie on Netflix? There. Oh my God.
Uncut Gems.
No, well that one's good.
Oh,
but the one where he's the basketball scout.
Hustler. Is it Hustler or Baller?
Hustle.
Great movie. Yeah, great
Dude,
movie.
I've watched it 4 times.
Pancho Hernan Gomez did really good in that movie.
Yeah. You know what's crazy, right? That guy is nasty. And he's like, yeah, he gets a couple minutes.
Yeah.
You know
He's pretty good. And then what was the other guy that was on there? Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards. Yeah.
He was pretty good.
Yeah, he was good. He did a pretty good job.
Yeah, he played the villain, which is good.
And then Boba, or was it Boba in there?
Boban Marjanovic.
Yeah, he was classic too. How old are you? 22. How old's your kid? 12. Oh, okay.
Oh man, that was good. You know what's funny is that's like there's a lot to that, right? Especially in baseball, right? With the Dominicans and the Cubans and all that stuff. And
yep. Danny Almonte pitching, throwing 97.
Yeah.
12. Turns out he's like 24.
Oh man, there's a heavyweight boxer, Cuban heavyweight boxer. I forget his name. I'll remember Luis Ortiz. That's his name.
Yep.
That there's some speculation that he's like in his mid 40s. That guy.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but nobody knows for sure.
Yeah. Hands like 2 concrete blocks.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Just bashing you upside the head.
Yep. That guy's an absolute animal. You big boxing fan?
You know what? I used to be.
Like the headline
stuff
you maybe catch?
When Iron Mike was out.
Well, of course everybody was. Yeah, that guy was
get enough.
That guy was a spectacle.
Even like Oscar De La Hoya.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day.
Julio Cesar Chavez.
Yep. Those guys would just beat the living hell out of each other for like 15 rounds of just 7 million punches thrown.
Yeah.
6,999,000 landed, and they're like,
Yeah, and that's the reason
I'm
why
like,
they're
what
all
the
like
hell?
withering away right now. You know?
Yeah, yep.
It's kind of sad. There's a video floating around of Oscar De La Hoya when he met somebody. I think he was talking to somebody and he was shaking hands with somebody, and he was
Yep.
like, his eyes were like all bugged out, and he was like,
Yeah.
just coked to the gills,
Yeah,
man. I mean, this
yeah.
guy it's on another level. But yeah, good stuff, man. What it's been a while since you and I have done one on our own.
Yeah.
We've had some
We've
pretty
had
good
guests back to
right?
back.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Peter from SGC a couple weeks ago. Last
Yep.
week's was
Jordan from
HGA.
HGA. Yep.
So a lot of good stuff, man.
Interesting insights from both guys.
Yeah,
I
for
think it
sure.
was a pretty cool side of Pete for people to hear and see or
Yes, I
whatever.
agree.
Depending on where they watched or listened.
Right.
I certainly enjoyed the stories
For
and
sure.
conversation. And then Jordan, not knowing much about HGA, I'm definitely pulling for those guys.
Yeah.
I think they got a little bit of work to do, but it's like anything else. America's all about the comeback, baby. So
that's right. It's all about the comeback, and it's all about, in my opinion, letting capitalism do what it's going to do, right?
Right.
And
right, and they have a bankroll behind them now. So
well, not only do they have a bankroll behind them, but I think they're offering something that still nobody else offers.
Right.
Yeah, I
the
mean,
labels,
the labels. If you have a horizontal card, nobody else is doing horizontal slabs. Regardless if you don't like, or let's say that you just don't trust their grading overall. Okay, fine. But let's say that you have that one card that is just a special card for you, that it's a horizontal card. We talked about on there that Bo Jackson, right?
Right.
This not a big money card, for some of us, but I mean, hell, we can go pick one up and at Raw maybe for $50-$60 right now. Yep. And if we feel like it's in good enough condition, send it over to them. Who cares what the grade is? We just want to display it. And nobody has. I mean, you're not going to put that. Even look, and you and I both love SGC. I mean, let's face it. That card is not going to look as good in an SGC tuxedo slab as it would in a horizontal HGA slab. And if
for display purposes, no, not at all.
Yeah, that was going to be my next point. Is that if you're in it for the collection and the display, HGA is where it's at, man. I've always said that.
No, I don't disagree. I think it's gonna bring us to the basis of our conversation tonight,
our convo for today.
Yeah. But before we get into that, because I think I've got a lot to say tonight. But let's do our pickups. Let's do our pickups.
I think I went first last time.
All right, I'll go.
You're up.
I got a little stack here.
Stacks are good.
So I'll start with the graded card. Went to Card Show by me this past Saturday. Nice. Small show, but my daughter and I got there. They advertised 9 to 3, and we got there at like 1, and dudes were packing up and whatnot. So I'm digging through boxes. I found this
Jordan
89 Fleer.
PSA 9.
PSA 9, $50. So
dude,
I grabbed it.
That's a hell of a steal at $50, bro.
Yeah, well, they're doing like 60 on eBay, whatever. Believe it or not, I thought I had that card and I didn't, so that was cool. Nice. Then I ended up buying 4 of these. This is Linus Ullmark, the goalie for the Boston Bruins. Red hot. I grabbed 4 of those, so I'm waiting on 2 from old Canada. I picked this one up off of eBay this week too. Our boy Bobbles was telling me about this. I lost sight of these. These are the 2022 Upper Deck Series 1. This is the Freestyles insert. So the base ones are like a 1 in 72 pack odds, but there's a gold parallel. There's like actually a couple different parallels, but there's a gold parallel of this that's like 1 in 1,444 packs. I grabbed one of those, and then we went this thing, another hockey card. This is a home ice. These are pretty rare. The Bruins, the Gadden. If you shut the lights off, this actually glows in the dark, and there's some holograms on the ice.
Nice.
Yeah, it's sick. I actually wonder if I shut the lights off. Let's see.
Hang on. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, I was gonna say. Let's. Oh, look at that.
No, that's just me. No, not gonna work. Nope.
We tried.
I'll tell you what, though, it's pretty cool. It shows the Bees logo, and then there's like the Stanley Cup banner that comes down, and then 90s baseball, baby. So this is 94 Don Ross Studio. These are editor's choice inserts.
Oh, so nice.
Mr. Barry Bonds.
Little Rio there.
Yep. Mr. Ken Griffey Jr.
Nice. The kid.
Grab these. These are dirt cheap. They're just a cool looking card. This is out of 94 Studio as well, I believe. Yep. These are the Heritage insert. So old school photo.
Yeah.
I like the card. It's this is something that like I like the old time stuff like that with baseball.
Yeah. Anytime you can get like an embossed gold is always dope.
Yeah. So I grabbed 2 of those, and then the last thing I got in was this is out of 94. Maybe it's out of Studio too. Yeah, it is. This is the gold
little acetate action.
Gold series stars. These are numbered out of 5,000. And there's a clear, just a base one out of 10 that I got coming in as well.
What year is that?
Yeah, 94.
Dude,
and I'll tell you what, man.
In 1994. I mean,
yep.
You just that doesn't exist, you know.
Barry Bonds. I don't, we can talk about him for whatever, but the value on his cards right now is I think just stupid.
Barry Bonds, just in general, like as a general statement,
his cards are dirt cheap. Dirt cheap.
What's the Barry Bonds rookie going for?
So you got 86 tops traded. You got 87 tops. The big card for him is 86 tops traded Tiffany. Obviously, there's some inserts out there that go for a pretty penny and some autos and stuff like that. But his rookie card, 86 there.
Dude, the 86 tops Tiff.
It's like $5,000 in a 10, isn't it?
No. Okay, I'm looking at tops traded. Okay, I might not be looking at
the Tiffany.
So
the Tiffany's one, like the trade is just the one like you and I could pick up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. $400.
Yeah, $400, which I think if something gives and he gets elected to the Hall of Fame, that card's gonna go off.
Bananas, huh?
That's I mean, does it go nuts? I don't know, but I think it certainly adds some merit behind it. The Tiffany's an expensive one.
Yeah, but look at that spread between a 9 and a 10, bro.
Yeah, it's what is it, 5x?
Yeah, a 10 is going 5,600, and a 9 is 1,500.
Yeah, there's not many 10s, I don't think, if I remember correctly.
Let's see the old pop report. Tops traded Barry Bonds, Tiffany.
Yep,
that's it right there. What number was that?
Just scroll down.
Yeah,
80. It's just like 60. Wait for it.
Curious.
Wait for it.
All right, how about we just use technology? There it is. Number 11. 256. Only 444 in a 10.
Yeah. So I mean, it's
that's pretty low pop, man.
It's low. I mean, but again, like, people always say with the Jordan Flair, right? There's 352, so it's not a rare card. So, the fact that card's still at $5,000 and, half the side of the fence is against him and half the side's, like he should be in the Hall. He gets in the Hall somehow. I think 25% of those, 50% that are,
Yeah.
It's just you know how it works.
Right.
So
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah,
I've been eyeing this. I've been eyeing that Tiffany for a while now. I just kind of I'm real hesitant to buy some of these bigger cards right now.
dude. But even in a PSA, I mean, look for
It
again,
hasn't. The card hasn't dropped in value crazy.
yeah. I mean, I mean, this is a, what I would consider to be a blue chip.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Yep.
whatever
That's an
collection.
all timer set right there.
Yeah,
The 86
exactly.
tops traded, the 86 tops traded Tiffany. That's
Tiffany.
an
Yeah.
all timer. The guys in that set, I mean, you've got Bo Jackson, Will Clark, Jose Canseco, who the hell else is in there? Kevin Mitchell. I believe Kevin Mitchell's in there. I think Eric Davis is in there. I could be no, Eric Davis is not in there. There's some good dudes in there. But anyway, two guys or three guys alone. I mean, Canseco, Bonds, and Bo Jackson. Crazy. Bo's stuff is expensive too. At least in a 10, right? But I don't know. They're cards I want. I need to pull the trigger on them. I'm just having a little bit of being a little gun shy right now. I lost you. Can you hear me? Yeah, there you go. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I got you loud and clear. It was me. It was on my end. No, I was saying
Where'd you go?
that Bo Jackson is that the Tiffany Bo Jackson is trading at it's the same tops traded view card.
Yeah, that's the base.
That's the
not
base
Tiffany.
though. Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
the.
But what's the 10 in that going for?
Yeah, 490.
Right.
Pop is 1100.
So I mean, again, like one of the all-time athletes that there ever was.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. I just think they're cards that are worth putting in your collection.
Agreed.
Whatever you can afford, I think it's just worth adding to the old pile. Oh, Luka, is that a Luka Prism on the first page? Oh boy.
Oh, we're gonna get to that in a second. We're gonna get to that in a
God.
second, Bubba.
Here we go, folks.
We're gonna get to that in a second, Bubba.
The second run is coming.
You betcha.
He's back.
Yeah, that's right, baby.
All right, what do you got? What did you pick
up,
right, bro?
So I picked up a couple of things. So three. I got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A couple cards. So here's where I'm gonna start. So I'll do what you did. I'll start with the graded.
All right.
So let's go here. So this is 2015 Panini Prism, purple Hakeem Olajuwon, purple refractor. I already have this raw, but I picked it up in a PSA 10
Nice.
for a good price. Almost what I paid for the raw, which I don't know how I feel about that. But numbered to 99, Olajuwon Prism color PSA 10.
Yep.
You almost have to
taste the rainbow.
That's right, baby. And again, I am doubling down heavily on my boy Şengün. Picked up some select.
Nice.
I got kind of a neon green concourse color. I got this orange die cut to 65. Yep. This is premier level. And then another concourse green number to 75. No, green number to 75. And then this is just a regular old scope.
Nice.
I'm picking them up, man. I think I bought this lot. I bought these as a lot for like $30, I think. Both
can't go wrong with that, bro.
Yeah, two of these being numbered, 1 to 65 and 1 to 75. And then I didn't have the scope already, so I just kind of went that route. And then finally, this is a card that I didn't really think that I was ever going to see, which is a Alperen Şengün. This is Don Russ Elite Basketball from this year. Pen Pals, numbered to 149 on card auto. I got a smoking deal on the redemption because I think Panini's, the the likelihood that you're going to get a redemption right now is
Yeah.
really low. So there's not a lot of faith in Panini right now, in terms of fulfilling redemptions. So I took a stab at it. I may have paid, I don't know, $100 for the redemption card. And I took a gamble on it. I wanted an on-card auto, and they shipped it out. I didn't, no email, no nothing. I just came home one day and my wife's like, "You got a package from Panini," and I'm like, "What? I don't have anything over at Panini."
It could be anything from them, to you. It could be a bomb. It could be,
you know what?
Could be a cow tongue.
I was
marked
thinking
for death.
the same thing.
Yep.
And I'm like, holy crap, here it goes.
Dear Omar, you've been marked.
Yeah, but no, I was pretty happy to get this, man. It's in great condition.
Nice.
Looks beautiful, and it's probably going to get I'll probably end up sending it up to SGC just to get it slabbed up. I think it'll look good in the tux. It's kind of got the whole red, silver, and white going on.
Yeah. Dude, I almost bought someone on one of the groups was selling I think it was this year's Panini 1-in-1.
Oh, yeah.
Someone had a Hakeem gold to 10.
Yes, I saw that.
For $1.75.
I saw that. Somebody bought it.
I was like, yeah. And I was like, I was going to buy it. And actually, you know what? Like, I was going to buy it just to take a picture to show you and be like,
send it to me.
Yeah. Is that bad? Like, but then I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. So here's the thing. I felt bad because I thought of you, buddy.
Well, here's the thing. Elijah typically Elijah collectors really stick to like the early 90s stuff.
Yep.
Especially the inserts and all that kind of stuff, the really low pop inserts, and then more importantly, like the game worn memorabilia, the early 90s autograph stuff, autographics. Man, shout out to my boy Peter out in Australia. That dude is a serious Hakeem Olajuwon collector. He has some monster cards in his collection, and that guy's for real. And they don't really mess a whole lot with modern, to be honest with you. So but yeah, it's pretty good to. I saw that. I think
that's what like held me back.
Yeah,
I kind of took an oath that I wouldn't buy like anything new, other than hockey stuff.
I got
you. The basketball stuff, it's tough, man. It's tough. I don't know. Well, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer.
And it's funny enough because today's Thursday. We're recording this on Thursday. We'll drop it on Saturday. But what's interesting, the video that I just dropped today was for I'm looking at a lot of the stuff that's going on right now, right? Where everybody, you look on pretty much anybody who's doing YouTube content for the hobby right now is all talking about the same thing. They're all talking about prices and prices going down, and the market is tanking and all this other stuff, and they're covering these big sales that are selling for 20% of what they sold for 8 months ago or whatever. That's the big conversation that's going on right now. And the video that I did today was okay, I acknowledge that we can't obviously ignore what's going on in the hobby, but let's face it, the people who are really hurting right now are the people that were investing 18 months ago, right? And if you weren't doing that and you were really still buying to collect, right now is an amazing time. I mean, we just looked at some of these cards, and it's a great time for me to pick up, some Olajuwon stuff that was just on fire 12 months ago that, it was completely out of my range. There's no way I was buying it. No way I was spending that kind of money on that card. And now here we are, where specifically in that video, I talked about wax prices, boxes, right? There's the 18, we just talked a little bit about Luka, right? That 2018, 2019 Panini Hoops hobby box, I think got all the way up to like $700 a hobby box. They're going for like $400 right now, and they're probably going to continue to drop. So in like 6 months, I could probably get that box for $250, $300 and have some fun with it,
Yeah, Topps I just got an email yesterday. Tops their Montgomery Club membership, which is like their like an exclusive members thing. Yada yada yada. You know, I know Bobbles paid like $600 last year for that, and I was like, huh, the price for a new membership $199.
What?
And yeah, renew. If you're an existing member, you can re-up for $149.
Wow.
So clearly
they're hurting.
Things have changed, right?
Yeah.
Things have changed.
Yeah.
You know, but hey, it is. I think it's like it's good.
Yeah, of course.
Right now, again, like it's good. There's not that gas on the fire, you know, like gotta get stuff in, gotta get it out, gotta do this. Nah, you don't have to do really anything. You can just, you know, you can just buy stuff, sell stuff. I made a trade on a new platform today we can talk about too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I had like listed like 5 cards last night just to, you know, try it out. Yeah, the guy offered me a trade this morning. I was like, sweet, because I'm like hooked on the trading thing now because I can't handle the you know, everything's a comp.
Have you jumped on Arena yet?
I have not.
I'm gonna start looking through my stuff. Well, let's do this. Let's I want to take a quick look at the top movers today for basketball because we're kind of like knee deep in the basketball. We're like kind of at the kickoff point of the basketball season where things are starting to get interesting. And of course, as you would imagine, at the top of that list is Mr. Doncic.
What's his PSA 10 going for?
PSA 10 on the base is 350. Dude, Luka is averaging over 30 points a game. He's averaging 50% shooting. So that means that
from the floor,
and he's averaging 33% from behind the 3-point line. Okay.
Yeah, you know what though? Dallas blows.
Okay, they do, but that's the thing though. It's like, you know,
he needs to get up to Boston and be with a bunch of winners.
Take it easy.
You know,
there's not enough.
There's
not enough shots to go around in Boston.
Yeah, there's not. But you know,
it's already bad enough.
But you know what? I want to pose this question to you right now. Real talk.
Okay.
Why don't you ever hear anybody in the NBA saying, "I need to go play with Luka"?
Because I think so. Even though Dallas is a small market city, it's a small market team. It's not a very sexy thing.
It's owned by Mark Cuban. You get the Cowboys.
Well, yeah,
you get the Cowboys cheerleaders.
Well, but that's the thing. First of all, Cowboys cheerleaders aren't what they used to be. Let's face it.
It doesn't matter. There's a poster somewhere of the old cheerleaders.
Well, the old ones, but they're like 60 now. You know.
Yeah, but you live through the old.
You live vicariously.
Yeah.
It's a small market team, man. It's a small market team, and really, Luka is the only one that's there. If you think about it,
I know
they don't have like. I mean, they brought in Christian Wood this year. You got Tim Hardaway Jr. that's there. The other guy that's there also. God, I can't always forget his name. But I think I know where you're getting at, and you might be getting at the fact that Luka just isn't a good teammate to play with.
I don't know. I don't watch enough Mavs games to know. Like, what's the knock on him? I don't get it.
I don't think there is much knock on him. The guy is extraordinary.
Like, if I was LeBron, I'd just go play with Luka.
Well, that would be kind of the. Let me see. He's averaging. What is he averaging in assists? He's averaging almost 9 assists a game. So he moves the ball around.
You pulled that. Wow.
You know, they're just, I don't know.
How's Christian Wood doing? I'm shocked they're not bet. What's their record?
Dude, Mavericks. I don't know what the Mavericks record is. Let me see. Yeah, they're 10-10. They're 500.
Wow.
Right at 500.
Wow.
So think about that. Mavericks are 10-10. Well, Warriors are 11-11. And they're kind of the favorites, right? I mean,
whatever with them. They're just they fall asleep. It doesn't matter.
But we're 20 games into a 72-game season, right?
82, bro.
82. Sorry, yeah. And Jeez. So, you know, this, you know, we're halfway through. You know, I mean, you're 50% wins and losses. I mean, I don't know. There just really isn't anything there to.
No, I know you can get hot and you know whatever. What's Christian Wood doing?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because that's like I like Christian Wood a lot.
I do too, man.
And I
I
thought he
really
was going to
liked him when
become
he
like
was
a
here.
stud.
Look, he's averaging 16 points a game, but look how many minutes. They're only paying him 25 minutes a game. The guy's 40% from the 3-point line.
That's crazy. He should be
54% from the floor.
He should be. I don't know. I think he's a stud.
I think so too.
I don't know. What do I know?
I thought he was great when he was here, but I mean, obviously, we had to trade him away because they had to make room for my boy Alpine.
Yeah. Well, which I get, but like, I don't know.
That's a good question, man. I don't think there's any knock on Dallas as a whole. I don't think there's a knock on Luka.
No, you don't hear. Like, I would love to go play for Cuban. Like, I'm shocked he doesn't. Like, Dallas isn't just a perennial powerhouse. Like,
and the other thing too that you figure
he's not like a dumbass owner.
Exactly. But the other thing too is that you would figure the fact that it's Dallas and it's in Texas and there's no state tax here.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing for these guys, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't know.
It's interesting. That's interesting stuff right there. That's what we do. We talk about interesting things sometimes.
We talk about the hard-hitting stuff.
Yeah, it's
But God. Speaking of hard,
let's talk about the weather.
look at our boys still up here. The 90 Jordan.
Yeah, I was getting nervous. He slipped down a little bit.
Slipped a little bit.
But, yeah. And he's like, "Yeah, wait a second, fellas.
Hey, let me show y'all who's boss around here."
What's Yeah, Kobe, man. Like, it's interesting. Shaq's up there. Ja.
Look who else is up here.
Zion.
Yeah.
How's he doing this year? I was high on him, and then I'm just so ingrained in the Celtics, I don't watch anybody else. And talking crap to Luke.
Williamson, what is he doing this year? Averaging 30 minutes a game, 60% from the floor, JD.
Damn.
This guy, 33% from behind the three. He's averaging, wow, man.
What's he averaging, 22?
Putting up some numbers, dude. Yeah,
what's
23 points a game in 30 minutes. The kid's solid, man.
You know what? And his card prices are just, they're selling, but why
are they declining?
That's what I'm saying.
That's interesting.
Well, I'll tell you why they're declining. Look at that pop on that PSA 10. Like,
there you go.
They got more PSA 10s than McDonald's has cheeseburgers.
There you go. That's the kicker.
Nuts. But like on some of his other stuff, like, I don't know. It's interesting.
That's the absolute kicker right there. Is that pop report? That dang pop report.
At least on that base card, I mean, but it moves, right? How many have sold in the last 7 and 30?
The last 7 days over 100, and the last 30 days over 520.
Yeah, so I mean, you can't tell me cards aren't moving.
Yeah.
Cards are moving. Yeah. So
now it's up 4%. It's up 4% in the last 7 days, but down 15% in the last 30, which is not that bad.
I wonder if people are like, they have like Zion shock too. You know what I mean? Like, there's some dudes that hardcore in.
Yeah, he was the guy at the peak, at the peak of the pandemic.
Yep.
So and then the very next one next to him was Ja.
Yep.
But he's just steadily going down. His prices are steadily going down. There's no, well, look at that. It's actually pretty.
No, that's a
pretty flat.
That's a guy though you buy and you just when you hit one of those peaks there.
Yeah,
you got to kind of like do your homework and look at those peaks and say to yourself, all right, I got to set my alert and I got to sell it, and then I can buy it back in and sell it and buy it.
Yep.
That's especially on these base cards.
Yeah, that's the one that you swing trade on.
It's clear as day, man. People love the base cards.
I think people love the base cards, but I think we're getting back to the basics. If you ask me, right?
Yeah.
We're getting back to the basics and all the razzle dazzle that happened over the last 18 to 24 months. People are like, all right, let's just relax here. And let's get back to doing what we're supposed to be doing here, which is collecting, enjoying, having fun, chasing these players, prospecting, doing all this other cool stuff. And
there was a lot of external noise. Over the last couple of years, right?
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
And now the dust is settling, and see what happens.
Yeah, hey, I'll be here for it. We'll both be here for it.
No, I will be. I'm not going anywhere.
Trey Young is up 12% in the last 7 days, but they're not even.
Hey, keep talking cards for a sec. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah. So Cade Cunningham. So top 10, Luka, Michael Jordan, and Kobe at the top. And then obviously Zion. Cade is the very next one with some volume here. But again, these numbers are all down. Everything's down. Cade's down, Ja's down, LaMelo's down. But look, it's what's funny is that, like, obviously Luka's kind of the outlier here. Everything else, even though we're moving in volume, is down until you get to Shaquille O'Neal's rookie card, which for some reason, and I'll get JD's take on this when he comes back, the 92 tops base Shaquille O'Neal over the last 7 days is up 71% and up 35% over the last 30 days while moving some serious volume. Dude, give me your take on this, bro. So I'm looking at Luka, number 1, Luka, Jordan, number 2, Kobe, number 3, Zion, Cade, Ja, LaMelo at 4, 5, 6, and 7. And at number 8 is Shaquille O'Neal, his 92 tops basketball base rookie card, up 71% in the last 7 days and up 35% in the last 30 days. So much so that Card Hedge has marked
he's on fire.
Fire. Why is that?
Because it's Shaq, baby.
I know it's Shaq, but I love Shaq. Big fan of Shaq, by the way.
So I think this is what I think happens with the vets, right? And the Hall of Famers and things like that. They take these dips, other than like Jordan, and Jordan's down too. But
Jordan's down too. Kobe's down.
They take these dips, and then people like see the price, and they're like, "Wait a second, that's a good deal."
Undervalue. Jump in.
Yeah, and then they are, or it's like it's just kind of like they just do these like cyclical things. Like the Kobe PSA 10, the base there was going down, and I was like, that's actually a pretty good buy.
I mean, even now it's at $800. I think that's a pretty solid buy.
I do too. And again, I look at it from here on out. The slate's clean for people like you and me.
Yeah, agreed.
Where if I bought that card at $800, I'm comfortable buying that Kobe at $800. And I know there's a lot of them, but
pop count's about 4,100.
Yep, there's a lot of them. But again, it's Kobe.
I'll pop this up again. So I zoomed all the way out on this Kobe, all the way to last year, 2020, July 2020. Entry price on this card was at $2,300 in a PSA 10 slab. It got all the way up to $10,000 in a PSA 10 slab, which is craziness. We all agree on that. But even now, as we got into 2022, at the beginning of this year, you could buy this card for $2,000. $1,500. Sorry. At the beginning of this year, the price was $1,500. It is currently at about $800.
Yeah.
Now
it's almost down,
I would feel perfectly comfortable buying this card at $800.
Yep.
And feeling pretty confident that even if it moved in the next 2 years, I'm not moving that card. I'm not selling it.
No.
You know?
Now that's it. Again, I think maybe because you and I are different from, as far as our age and whatnot. Right. But I think, for a lot of the people that listen to us, they're in the same demographic.
Yeah.
He's just an all-timer. Love him, hate him, whatever. He's an all-timer. I mean,
all-timer. Yeah.
And if you're collecting, like I had a ton of Kobe, and I moved it all during 2021.
Yep.
And then, I was looking. You know what I almost did this last night again, but someone was selling a Topps Chrome Kobe, which I had done a video on my channel. I don't know, maybe last week, about like 3 basketball cards you should own or something like that, right?
Yep.
And one of them I selected was the Topps Chrome Kobe. PSA 9, $1,300. Like, that to me is like buy that card.
Yeah.
You know, and then again though, but then like a lot of things come into my brain, and I hesitate.
Right.
And it's like part of it I think is the holidays. Part of it is, you know, I don't know. I guess we can get into what we want to talk about now.
Yeah. Let's do that.
So
Because you did a video recently on your channel.
Yep.
Which I watched. And you kind of had a bit of an experience. You're doing some selling.
Yep.
And kind of came to a conclusion on something. So to walk.
So
walk
I did, and
right?
So yeah. So for those of you that haven't watched my channel, JD Sports Cards, go over there and subscribe. Thank you very much. But I've been an adamant supporter of SGC and CSG.
Yep.
I refuse to give my money to PSA to grade. I don't mind buying the cards when they're at the right price.
Right.
But anyway, like I really have liked the moves CSG has done. They got rid of that label, the green, and they went to I thought a really nice design. You know, you and I both have talked about the acrylic. It's just a very well done slab. Like there was obviously attention to detail there.
Yeah, and we also talked about the pedigree of the parent company and everything that they do, right? Not only in the sports card space, but in the coin space, the comic book space,
comic books,
this
ain't
a garage. This ain't a garage band type.
This isn't like fly by night crap.
Exactly.
So, you know, and then on the top of that, they added the collectability feature in with their pop report and their set registry and all that good stuff. So, like, I'm like, all right, these guys are checking all the boxes for me.
Right.
But, and I've thought about this a little bit since I've done my video. And I don't know if I mentioned it. I feel like I did, but I don't know. There's certainly, at this point, there are cards to grade. And then there are definitely cards not to grade. Like, you really got to be selective now of what you're grading, I think. Back whatever months, years, whatever you want to go, it didn't necessarily matter, right? Everything graded and everything sold.
Right.
So I had some Troy Tulowitzki. I had some Rafael Devers. In fact,
Troy too. You're gonna have to school me, bro. I know who Rafael Devers is.
Shortstop for the Boston. Well, second baseman. Used to be shortstop for the Colorado Rockies. Shortstop, second baseman, soon to be shortstop for the Red Sox when they lose Bogarts. But anyway, so I sent some Tulo because I'm living in New England. I figured I could move those cards pretty easily. And I couldn't.
You could not, you said?
I could not.
You couldn't move your CSG stuff.
No, I couldn't move them. Couldn't. Nobody wanted them.
No trades.
These Devers. So I put these Devers. Like, you know, here's a big ass patch auto in a 9.5 grade.
That's a beautiful card, bro. In a 9.5 grade.
Topps Inception, which is a mid high end kind of product.
I got a Topps Inception Carlos Correa to 25.
The only on that one it has a 9 auto. I still don't know why. I think I still don't know why, but whatever. Then I have a rookie auto on a 90. That one's a 910 auto, silver ink, and an orange auto out of 50, 910. I couldn't sell those.
Couldn't get rid of them to save your life.
Like I added some low end base crap, and I added some like those, right? Which for me is like that's like a higher priced item that I would sell. You know, a couple $100. You know, that's where I like to be. I don't like to be anything more than like 500. I like to move things and get the hell out of it.
Right.
I tried to. So I was dealing with a guy in a trade, and he's like, "Dude, you got any Devers?" And I was like, "As a matter of fact, I do."
Yeah.
So I sent him those, and he's like, this part was funny. He's like, I've never even heard of CSG. What the hell is that? And I'm like, what? I was like, you've never heard of CSG? Like, what? Did you just get out from under a rock?
Yeah.
Like,
Where you been living, bud?
like what's going on? Where are
Right.
you? You've been in a fallout shelter.
Interesting.
So didn't want him. He's like, I would just crack him and send him to PSA or SGC or something. He's like, I don't want to go through the hassle, and I'm
So
not going to give
now
you.
he's factoring in that
Yep.
hassle. He's factoring in that
And then
cost.
he didn't want to give me value on those cards, at all. And I was like, all right, like I didn't get mad. I got a little pissed. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So then I had him on eBay, I had him on my slabs. I had the price, maybe it was high, lowered it again, threw out the open offer thing. Nothing, not even a sniffle.
Did you try throwing out
offers.
offers to people, to watchers?
Oh yeah. Nothing.
Not even a sniff.
Nobody, not even a sniff, not even a counter, low ball, $20, nothing.
Wow.
So I pulled them. They're going to get cracked and sent to SGC next week. And then I'm sure they'll move. But
I want to follow up on this.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we are. Trust me. It's part 2 of the video.
Part 2 of the conversation.
And then again, like, there's certain cards that I graded, should I have graded them? I don't know. Now I look back on it. Troy Tulowitzki, he got hurt. I missed the timing of selling them. Like, I'm kind of lazy when I sell sometimes. Like I don't do this all the time to just, make cash and whatever. So when I sell, it's to get other stuff.
Right.
So I list as I move through some stuff and this and then. I'm like, oh, I got these. Let me put them up. Couldn't sell them. Had them for like $15, then down to $12. I'm like, all right, now I'm losing money.
Right. Yeah.
And I ended up running them at auction. So 2 of them went for 99 cents.
Oh, like no reserve?
No reserve. I don't care. Whatever. 99 cents. An auto went for like $18. Hey, whatever. But I learned my lesson. And I'm not saying that it's necessarily, I think it's a combination of I graded the wrong cards because, again, like, I sold the Devers base Chrome update rookie card for $8 in a PSA 9. So it's not like the PSA factor was there either, right? I think it's really important to talk about, if you're going to grade cards that you're looking to move, I still don't necessarily think that you can't sell those cards in whatever slab they're in.
Mm-hmm.
I just think you really need to think about what it is you're doing, right? Like, I know with SGC, when I'm grading them, I know what the fee is. I know what, I know what I'm going to be able to do with them. And let's be realistic. They have become much more widely accepted now.
SGC?
Oh,
for sure.
So it's much easier to move. You don't see every once in a while in the groups, you see a post of, I can't move these. And then you see like the guy's cards, he's grading like Score Football. And it's like, dude, nobody wants that.
You're not going to move that anyway.
You're not going to move that.
Yeah.
But even like Select, right? Panini killed Select. Select was a great product. And they just, like, it's like one day they all came to the office and they're like, hey, we're going to kill a product today. Let's take some votes. And they like Select one and they killed it. So like, to me, like, I don't want to like sit here and fully poo-poo CSG, but I'm tired of having to haggle and like people like not wanting to.
Yeah, you really got to work for it, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
What ends up happening is and this is my opinion, JD, and you tell me what you think, but you just showed the cards, right? And they're great looking cards by all accounts.
They look
they're
great.
Mid-grade to high-end cards that anybody who is a Devers fan would be happy to have that card in his or her collection, right?
Yep.
But now, whereas I think I've always felt that the purpose for grading a card is to enhance the value of that card.
Yep.
And to lend some expertise or to lend some,
third party opinion or whatever it
Exactly,
is,
right?
like, you know what you're buying.
But at the end of the day, it's all supposed to bolster the value of that card.
Correct.
Right? As opposed to a raw card.
Or hurt it, depending on what grade you get, right?
Well, but okay, so even if you get that grade, right? Even if you get that, I see what you're saying. Like if it's like a 7 or an 8, yeah.
Yeah, if you grade like a Luca and it gets a 7, you're screwed.
But some of that's on you, right?
Right. No, I would say agreed.
You know, but it seems like what you're experiencing is the fact that it's made it harder for you to sell your card in a CSG slab,
and it's like. And like you said, those are thicker cards.
Yeah.
One of them was a patch card, and it got a 9.5.
Dude.
9.5 on a patch auto. That's
so insane.
It's like, you know what? Whatever. I'll crack it, and I'll send them out.
One of the cards that I'm most proud of, and I mean, not the guy, obviously, it's Deshaun Watson. The guy just, it's kind of a dirtbag. But when he was here with the Texans, he was, he was my guy. But anyway,
he was a dirtbag.
He was a dirtbag. But I'm saying when he was playing as before we figured out that he was a weirdo. I got a 9.5. This is an SGC 9.5.
Yep.
I will take this to the bank.
Yeah.
3-patch, 3-color, auto, numbered to 49.
Yep.
I feel confident that this is a 9.5. That if I got a 9.5 on this is a 9.5. So when I was shopping,
that's the thing though, bro. On those cards, I feel confident that the grades assigned were the right damn grade.
Exactly. So that's to my point, JD, is that I took that card to the Dallas Card Show, the last Dallas Card Show that I went, and I was shopping it around. I was like, hey, some dealers that were, buying and stuff like that. Everybody that I gave that card to look at, they were all like, holy crap, you got a 9.5 on this. Right. And they were all looking at it and going, oh man, this is a really nice card.
Right.
Like, and that 9.5 from SGC meant something to them, right?
Yep.
And I got a lot of really pretty decent offers. I think I was trying to shop it around for like 450, 500, and I got some pretty solid offers. I got a lot of really good trade offers, but I was really looking to get some cash that weekend. But so I didn't really sell it. I obviously I didn't sell it, but it was interesting. Like everybody's take when they were like, "Oh shit, a 9.5 on this thing, really? That's sweet."
Yeah.
And it enhanced the value of the card. It enhanced the allure of the card. And it seems like you're dealing with the complete opposite. Where
it's like, and I fully expect that in a couple years, CSG will be, more widely accepted. That's probably not even proper English, but we'll have gained more credence in the hobby.
Much in the same way that SGC has done that, right? I mean,
yep. So I'm not saying like I'm out forever, but what I'm saying is for now, I'm out. I'm not spending my money down there. Like I'm not.
And they're the cheapest in the game right now, aren't they?
They are.
Like
I can grade, and that's the other thing that pissed me off too. Like they're doing this special where, your membership is like $99, and it's like, what about the bros that signed up before that at 200 or $150 or whatever it was?
$150.
What about those bros? Why don't you send us something?
You get nothing.
Hey, thanks for hopping in early. Here's 10 free grades or something. But,
yeah, exactly. Hey, you're an OG, man. We want to send you a voucher for a handful of grades.
So that's like, I don't want to, like, I don't, because again, I my bigger thing is this, right? I still struggle with, people that when I see the comments, in 3 to 5 years or long term, like when or what has to happen for PSA to get knocked off the top of Mount Everest? I don't think it. So here's the thing. And I want to just throw out my 2 cents and let you go. I don't know if it ever happens. Other than them just having a catastrophic event and having to shut their doors, I don't see it ever happening. Go.
So it depends. Okay, so so if we're asking the question is when is PSA going to get knocked off the number one spot, right?
Yeah.
I would argue that they already have,
How?
in my opinion, right?
I don't think so.
Because what I care about from a grading company, right? If we boil down why we're sending cards to a grading company, and that is to enhance the value of the card, then obviously people are going to say, well, PSA is still selling for the most, so therefore they are the number one. Okay, great. But what about for those of us that are grading so that we get an accurate grade on our cards, right?
Yeah.
So those of us that are grading so that we can get a good card to display, right? Those of us that are grading for protection, for the slab, all these other different reasons that you should be grading that weren't the number one reason. The number one reason to grade a card 18 months ago was to raise the value of the card so you can flip it, right? That's why everybody was grading, right? But as we get out of this mentality of flipping and buying for 10 and hopefully getting a PSA 10 and selling it for 100 and all this other stuff, like as we get out of that, because we're getting out of that, there's still going to be some of that going on, but it's not going to be as prevalent as it was, back in the day.
But you just made my argument though, because you said like 5 minutes ago, why do we grade?
Yeah,
to add value to the card.
To add value to the card, right?
So PSA, the 10,
agreed.
That hope of the PSA 10 is what adds, it's like, that's what, the gold rush, right? That's why we're going up to northern, whatever it is there in Alaska.
The Northern Light.
Why can't I think of it? No, like the show Gold
Pole?
Rush, No, God. Oh my God, I can't believe
I know what you're talking about. The Bering, not the Bering Strait.
Yeah, no. God, you're.
Hold on. I got to get this because now it's gonna mess with me.
Oh my God. It's like up in Canada there.
Copenhagen?
No, dude. It's like like the show Gold Rush is filmed there. My boy Parker Schnabel's up there killing it.
Klondike.
Yeah, there you go.
Klondike.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, they're just killing it up there, right?
Yeah.
So the Yukon.
The Yukon.
Thank
okay,
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, listeners.
So completely agreed, right? Completely agreed with the fact that the PSA 10 is the creme de la creme when it comes to if I want to maximize the amount. If I want to send this card in, my gold Hakeem Olajuwon autograph, because I want to sell it for the top dollar, I'm sending it to PSA in an effort to get a PSA 10. But my problem with that, I don't disagree with that statement. My problem with that is that the person that is giving that grade has lost credibility, in my opinion. Right? So therefore that 10 isn't the same anymore.
But to you.
To me,
right?
To me, this is Omar talking, right?
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like, it goes back to this camp of people that are now starting to be a little bit more prevalent, which is buy the card, not the slab, right? I can pull up 50 different examples of a card in a PSA 10 slab that has no business in a PSA 10 slab. Right?
But again, right? I hear you. If you lined up 10 people that are active in this space and you said, all right, everybody's getting the same card, whatever it is, everybody's getting the same card. Where are you sending it?
86 Barry Bonds, Tiffany.
Whatever. It doesn't matter what it is, right? No, just go with something, right? Just some random card. Where are you sending it? 9 out of 10 are sending it to PSA. That's my guess.
9 out of 10?
9 out of 10. And if you look at the numbers of what PSA is grading versus what everybody else is grading, it's that they own 90% of the market. So to make a dent in that, and I do think that there's been some dents made.
Yes, agreed.
But to get to like 80-20, does that? I don't know if that happens.
I would argue it's already. You wouldn't say it's 80-20. You wouldn't say PSA owns 80% of the market, and Let's just say PSA owns 75% of the market. SGC owns 20% of it, and then the other 5 is spread out between everybody else.
I don't know. It's tough, right? Because again, like, how accurate are the pop reports?
Yep.
How accurate? When are they updating? You know what I mean? Like, so we know that, the tech at a lot of these companies isn't the greatest.
Right.
We know that multiple cards, if the card's serial number to 10, there's 20 of them in the
There's
pop
20,
report.
yeah, pop reports of 20. Yeah,
So it's like, huh?
Yeah,
So like the pop reports aren't accurate.
Yeah.
Do I think in new submissions has there been a slight, maybe it's 8.5 out of 10? I don't think it's a full 8 out of 10. Maybe it's an 8.7 out of 10, right?
Yeah.
But I do think of all of the other companies that are out there. If you go with BGS, SGC, CSG,
Yeah.
HGA, I do think that SGC is the clear number 2 overall
Agreed.
option for people. I agree.
For the general
100%. Yeah, I agree. For me, I'm very comfortable with SGC. The cards, when I send them in, I'm pretty good at within like a half a grade.
Half grade. Yeah, same here.
On these cards. So I know when I'm sending in, I know what they're probably going to get. That's key for me. It allows me to pull the cards from a pile and say, you know what, I'm not sending this. Not at $18. Not at, if it's a rarer insert, I may just send it in anyway just to have it protected, especially because some of those cards are super thin and very fragile and whatever. And I don't like the way they sit in a top loader that well. So it's like I'd rather just have it like great. I would almost say just put an A on it and I'm fine with it.
And I'll roll with it. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not like I'm looking to sell it. But it just blows my mind that it's for all of the I think there's been a ton of innovation in this industry in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Right? There's been a ton. And it's really enhanced collectability, sellability, buyability.
Agreed.
I'm making up words as we go here, right?
To that point,
enhanced everything.
To that point, I think that you're absolutely right. There's been an influx of innovation. There's been an influx of technology, but more importantly, there's been an influx of money.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And corporate money into this space. And despite that, I feel like PSA is still the same PSA that they were in 1995. Their labels haven't changed. They
do subtle changes with the hologram and this and that. The label
still looks
changed.
Like a hospital wristband, JD.
It does, but it's you can't say it hasn't changed because it has, and it's been subtle changes, so it has. But what hasn't changed is they're the top dog, and that's been like. But again, though, it hasn't always been like that because for a long time, BGS was the top
Beckett
dog.
Was the top dog. Yeah. Well, because Beckett owned the market. But see, okay, so there's your point, right? When Beckett was top dog, Beckett owned the market and they owned the narrative because they were the top dog. Beckett was the top dog. You and I used to buy Beckett magazines at the LPS all the time, right? So they controlled the narrative.
Yep.
And I think
but they also advertised for PSA.
Right.
In their magazine.
But then what happened though? What happened was the freaking internet happened, right?
Right.
And people were no longer buying. We weren't buying the paper Beckett magazines. And so now the advertising on paper meant nothing or meant very little or didn't mean as much as it used to mean. Right. And PSA got to roll their own narrative and build their own marketing. Because that's one thing that PSA does.
They killed it on that. So like that's a great point. So like now is it, and this is where I think really CSG is potentially positioned well. Their tech is very strong. I think they understand that side of this whole thing.
Mhm.
And, you know, I think that they're positioned to withstand the ups and downs. Now, one thing I'll say,
You said CSG or SGC?
CSG.
CSG.
If SGC, Pete, when you listen to this,
Shout out to Pete.
if they figure out how to get themselves a accurate or user friendly set registry,
They're
I
their
think
UI.
I think you go from that 9 to 10, maybe to a 7 to 10. You know, which because people like SGC.
I think I
Vintage
underestimate.
guys like SGC.
Yeah.
They love them.
Yeah.
And what do? They collect. So
Yeah.
and then when you add a registry and now they can build their sets and everything else, not saying game over, but I just think that really solidifies that slab, that company in the market with collectors.
Do you poke around the PSA set registry? Do you have a set registry?
So I have a KG. I have a master set. I'm actually like 5th. I was ranked 5th.
Look
I
at
think
you.
I got knocked. Yeah, bro. I think I got knocked out into like maybe 6th or 7th because I haven't updated anything in a while, just because I've boycotted them. But
so to answer your question, because I don't think I answered your question.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
I think that what it's going to take is it's going to take SGC to put out a set registry and then find a way to give it a just completely intuitive user interface.
Yep.
And then gamify the ever living hell out of it.
If they called their
you just right
registry,
now, the reason why I said this, Jay, sorry to cut you off, but the reason why I just said this because your face lit the F up when you just talked about how you were ranked number 4 in that KG.
Yeah, it's
this.
Yeah.
It's a flex, right?
Yeah. And again, like they could call it something cool, like the tuxedo room.
Like that was for free. That was for free, Peter. My man,
that's for free.
That one for free. The next one's gonna cost you.
You call that you're entering the tuxedo room and make that
JD.
all slick, bro. Right?
I like that.
I'm telling you.
I'm telling you. Tuxedo room.
Yep. And then you could do events, man, like where you get all your tuxedo room participants at like some SGC function, right? Dude, I'm telling you, the marketing. I should just work for SGC too. Pete, man. Hire me, bro.
Pete, holler at us, man.
I am. This massive melon is a beautiful mind. It is a beautiful mind. You know, like it's just like I was fired up last week. I was, and then I've had a few days to calm down now. But I just, thankfully, there's at least 3 that are three slabs, PSA, BGS, and SGC that are pretty much widely accepted now.
Yes.
And I'm good with that, right? Because I love SGC. And I love Beckett, and to some extent, I'm okay with the PSA stuff. I will buy their cards if they're graded and they're at the right price or whatever. And I'll tell you what,
my pickup today was PSA.
Yeah. And like part of me, but this is where the internal struggle comes in, right? I'm looking at these cards and I want to find a nice one, and all things being equal, if for my own preference, I would rather spend the cash on the SGC graded copy in a 9 than I would on the PSA. Not that to me, it's personal preference at that point. And I feel that from the cards I've gotten over the years with SGC graded, they always present very well.
Yep.
And that's key to me, is like when I pull out a card to show you, the eye appeal is what I really
has to be there.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So anyway,
So let me ask you the question.
Yeah.
PSA 9
Yeah.
and SGC 9.5.
Yeah.
The PSA 9 is, at all things considered, they're both going for roughly the same price.
Mm-hmm.
You're going SGC or PSA?
Oh, SGC 9.5 all day. So the SGC 9.5 to me, if it's at the same price as a PSA, then somebody's doing something wrong, because it should be like a good 20% more.
Than a 9, yeah.
Yeah, than a 9. It's a nicer grade. It's a higher grade. But if it's the market's dictating that they're selling for the same, I'm going to take my money of, like, let's just say it's $200. I'm going to take my 200 and put it in that higher graded card.
That higher graded card.
All day long. I did that with a Barry Sanders rookie card last year. Crazy high pop card, but I didn't care. I wanted a high grade. And to me, a 9.5 is a high grade. And I traded a kid for like some modern crap, whatever. And I just, in my head, I said to myself, this card, even though it's high pop, it's a high in a 9.5 that separates it just enough.
Yeah.
To give it a little bit of room to grow. And you know what it did? It ran $100 in value. And now it's sitting at like $250. I'm good with that. There's a bajillion of them. Like, I don't need it to be $80,000.
Right,
but
exactly.
For what I traded it for, like $140 value, in my mind, I'm saying to myself, that's a $250 card. Regardless of how many there are, it's Barry Sanders.
Yeah, exactly. It's Barry Sanders.
And that's the one thing I will say, though. When we had kind of like an awakening, like an epiphany as a whole here, back at the end of the summer of 2021, and the vet guys, the Hall of Fame guys, the values kind of caught back up.
Yeah.
And to me, that is so important, because if I'm buying Jason Tatum, I want to know that in 10, 15 years, 20 years, when he's done playing, his card could still be worth $500.
Yeah.
If his career goes a certain way. I don't want to see Kobe at $30.
Never.
I don't want to see Tim Duncan.
Blasphemy.
Which, by the way, Tim Duncan, he was another guy I threw on my video I did. The guy won 5 titles. Am I correct? 4 or 5 titles.
Yeah.
Right?
He's not sexy, though. That's the problem.
But
you and I know he's dope.
However many times he's got 5. I think he's got 5. No, 4. Yeah. 4 or 5.
4, 5. I think you're right. I think he's got just as many. Let me see.
I thought he had 5. What does he got?
5-time NBA championship. 99, 03, 05, 07, 14.
Okay. 5-time NBA champion.
3-time NBA Finals MVP. 2-time MVP. 15-time All-Star.
You can buy his Topps Chrome rookie card right now for like $100 in a PSA 9.
That is blasphemy.
That to me is a crime. It's like
blasphemy.
And again, like you said, I know he's not the sexiest player out there and things like that, but
they call him the big fundamental. He wasn't flashy.
Yep, he was just
scored.
And he won titles. So to me, though, but those are the things that I look at. So, baseball is a great sport for this kind of stuff, right? Because let's face it, the guys like Mickey Mantle, Nolan Ryan, Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Sandy Koufax, and the list goes on. The values are there, right? Those are the original GOATs of baseball.
Timeless.
Now what I want to see, and it's hard in some senses with these 90s guys, because they literally are still printing like the cards. You know what I mean? There's still a guy sitting there, and he's like, I gotta get this order filled. 93 tops just gotta get out. And it's like smoking a big Marlboro or something. But like those cards to me need to have they had a renaissance in the last couple years, but a guy like Frank Thomas, a guy like Greg Maddux, Barry Bonds, Griffey, and Griffey's upper deck is up there, so it's like it's up there.
Right.
But some of these other guys, Piazza, Pedro, I'd like Chipper Jones, right? I can keep going here. But like these guys, I'd like to see their values just climb a little bit more. And then if it settles there for a while, like I'm good with that because I want to know in my mind if I'm buying Juan Soto right now and Juan Soto ends up with 500 bombs, I want to know that Juan Soto is a couple $100 card.
Yeah.
Now, can you justify that with his base tops? No, because there's 20,000 of them.
Right.
But what are we doing, right? So like those are the things I look for as like kind of like key metrics of you have to have in this is just my opinion. You have to have the all-time greats hold value in the long run in order for whatever you're doing today with current guys
to make sense, right?
To make sense.
Yeah, but here's the I'll offer the other side of the coin on this because for we're talking about we just got finished talking about Zion, right? And looking at Zion's stats and talking about his card, and his base card has 20,000 in the pop report, right?
Yep.
And that's just one Panini set, 2019 Prism, right? That has his rookie card. How many Bo Jackson rookie cards are out there?
Oh God, there's there's
I'm
probably
there's
like, probably like 10.
Yeah, I would have guessed 10. There's like 70 something of Zion.
I know. And that's the other thing too, right? Like this could be another episode.
Yeah, I think it could be.
The card companies, Fanatics really needs, I think they really need to make a real decision on why do we have so many goddamn products? You know what I mean?
Agreed.
Like, look at your, like, for a second here. Look at your pro sports teams. Pick everybody listening right now, wherever you live. Pick your baseball, football, basketball, hockey, and I don't know. That's your 4 big ones.
Your 4, yeah.
How many uniforms do they have? They have a home and an away.
Yeah.
And in recent years, they've added in an alternate, and then they'll do a military one,
like a
and
city one.
But like, it's not crazy, right? Why do we need 50,000 different card sets?
We don't.
Panini
needs it because they need to make money. But they're just cranking them out, bro.
But the flip side of that, right? Can't you make the same margins on smaller runs, nicer card sets? Like if you and me were running tops, right? And we sat around and we said, all right, listen, everybody, we have 100 different sets that we release every year. Our margins are 40%. Call it 30%, right? 40%, right?
Yeah.
So our margins are 40%. We want to cut 50 sets out of this year's run. What can we keep and what can we sell to make that 40%? You can make 3. I think you can make 3 like price points: a low end, a mid range, and a high end. Why can't you do that? Right? And then you can say, like, hoops, score, Don Ross, whatever, tops. That's your baseline. And you got your chrome stuff. Then you got, maybe you throw in I don't know, you throw
something
in
with a little razzle dazzle.
And you throw in this. Then you've got your Topps Dynasty and your Topps this, and you've got your immaculate and NT and
Yeah.
your the cup in hockey. Like hockey does it, I think, okay. Like they've got Upper Deck's got a pretty good model. Like they've got some low end crap. Their base Upper Deck stuff, dude, sells like hotcakes. And
Yeah.
you're not chasing autos, you're not chasing patches, you're chasing base rookie young guns. You get 6 in a box. Bam. That's what everybody's after, are 6 base rookie cards. Like so it's clear you can do that and do it well, right?
Yeah.
But why are we watering down something that doesn't need to be watered down?
So I think Panini was just really taking advantage of
They were
striking while the
100%.
iron was hot, right? And I would hope. See, one of the things I'm really looking forward to in terms of Fanatics, and we'll wrap with this here. One of the things I'm really looking forward to with Fanatics, and one of the reasons why I'm optimistic about Fanatics taking over, is number one, they have process, right? Their process is pretty basic, right?
Yep.
Cut out the middleman, go straight to the manufacturer, and sell
Yep.
straight to the consumer.
Yep.
I like that, right?
Yep.
I like that. The other thing too is that as they start producing cards, as they start putting together product to sell to the consumers, baseball cards, basketball cards, football cards are not going to be their main revenue generators, right? It's going to be a small portion of their revenue because their revenue is in everything else, right? They're selling everything else. And so it's just going to be a subset of that, of their revenue stream. Now, that can be a good thing or a bad thing, right? It can be a good thing because they're going to be able to maybe, focus a little bit more on the quality, just like you said, reduce the amount of products, maybe try to, squeeze out a little bit more margin by maybe raising the price a little bit. I'm okay with prices going up a little bit as long as things like quality goes up.
Yes.
As long as things like availability and ease of purchase go up.
Yep.
As long as their supply chain is robust and that is unshaken, it gets to a point to where they're pretty consistent with how they're delivering. So I'm okay with pricing going up. But you have to give me something for that, right? And the fact that over the last 12 months, Panini's prices have gone up 20, 30%, and their quality has been absolute dog shit.
Yep.
That doesn't compute, right? That's something that leaves a really bad taste in my mouth. So I'm with you. And I think what you just laid out right now, this scenario that you just mentioned about, the sitting in the Topps boardroom, if you and I were running Topps, I think that is a legitimate conversation that Fanatics is going to have with themselves. Because I hope so. I feel like they know that what they have in their hands is something that is sacred to a lot of people, like you and I, collecting, right? And I think they've done a pretty relatively good job with merchandising and with all the ways that this hat I bought on Fanatics. The moment that the Astros won the World Series, I was on Fanatics.com and I ordered every hat that they had on there with a World Series stamp on it.
Yep.
So, they're a household name, and I think they're gonna do what's right for the hobby. At least that's. I may be naive to that, but I'm optimistic.
I also look at it too, right? Like they spent an awful lot of money
for the
to
licenses,
acquire the licenses, buying Topps.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to think they're gonna buy Panini.
I heard that's all but done, right?
But here's the thing, though, right? Do they really need to buy Panini?
No, they don't.
No, they don't. They could just crush Panini. And in
I think that's what they did, right? Rumor is that they bought the printer. Panini's
I don't know.
Printer or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know what they did. But to me, Panini's dead in the water, regardless if they buy him or not. Like if I'm Michael Rubin, I'm not shelling out hundreds of millions of dollars for Panini because guess what? Everybody wants Topps Chrome basketball anyway. They don't want, Panini
is a rotting corpse.
Right.
Panini is an absolute rotting corpse. So we'll see how that whole thing pans out, man.
Yep. All right, brother. Good stuff.
Good stuff, dude.
Yeah. Next episode, we're gonna have another guest. We're gonna talk a little World Cup. I'm excited about that.
Cup soccer.
I'm excited, so that should be good.
Yeah. We got that guy coming out. His video we're gonna shoot over the weekend, but his video will be dropping next Saturday.
Yep.
man, thanks again. Just JD and I were looking over the numbers of the podcast here right before we got started, and we are very, very grateful for each and one and every one of you that are watching. Whether you're listening on the podcast apps, please leave us a comment. Please subscribe to the podcast if you haven't already. If you don't already follow Retro Hoops on YouTube, please subscribe. All that good stuff. All of our Instagram and Twitters and all that stuff is down here at the bottom, but it will also be in the description. Man, we just appreciate you guys watching and listening.
For real.
And the comments have been great.
Very humbling experience.
Good stuff,
for sure.
man. It's just always good
I'm
stuff,
glad. I'm glad I get a lot of messages after our shows drop
Same
on
here.
Saturdays, and people. It's been great. I can't say like.
I want to do one live.
Yeah, we should do one live.
We talked about giving that a shot and seeing kind of how that pans out and seeing what the response is on that. But I think we'll figure out which one to do. Maybe we'll start off with just doing one, you and myself, and then that way we can kind of interact with folks. But so that's gonna do it for this episode, folks. We really appreciate you guys watching. We really appreciate you guys listening. Leave us a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode. Love y'all. Peace.